Early morning on Friday, Prime Minister Adel Abdel Mahdi gave a 17-minute televised speech, but it's unlikely that it will quell the protests, which are now carrying into the fourth day. Many people were expecting far-reaching changes and reforms, or they were even expecting the Prime Minister to resign. But instead, Adel Abdel Mahdi promised to listen to the protesters' demands, and at the same time, he asked them to respect the rule of law and to uphold the democratic system and the institutions. He said that we are before a choice of having a state or a non-state, implying that it is in no one's interest that Iraq descend into anarchy. He also said that there is no magic solutions for the deeply rooted structural problems that he has basically inherited from past administrations, and that it will take time to really introduce sustainable solutions. He also did announce some measures, including a social program for the poorest families, and he also said that the protesters who were killed in the demonstrations would be considered martyrs and would be eligible to receive benefits under the Martyrs' Law. But many people see this as token concessions or even bribes to calm the demonstrations without actually addressing the root causes of the problem, and this is basically large unemployment. Over half of Iraq's population is below 19 years old, and many of them don't have stable jobs. The interesting thing is that the internet was briefly restored last night, so we can get a sense of the reaction to his speech from some online users. And it is important to say that Facebook in general in Iraq is pretty vicious, but these comments were particularly violent. I cannot really quote them because they are littered with profanities. But perhaps just to paraphrase a few of them, some social media users were asking not just for Prime Minister Adel Abdel Mahdi's resignation, but for the entire political class to leave. One social media user questioned whether Iraq is a state at all, whether it's just a gang of thieves. So it appears that people have simply lost confidence in not just this government, which they see as an iteration of the past political system, but in the entire ruling class. And the bottom line is that Adel Abdel Mahdi's speech has failed to deliver a sense of urgency that the government really must tackle these problems. So it remains to be seen what will happen today on Friday, which is traditionally the day that draws the biggest masses into the streets, and we will be watching the situation closely.